Hi, I'm Chris Urquhart, publisher of Natural Awakenings magazine, and I'm here today with Cecelia Avitabile. Cecelia is the owner of the Herb Corner in Melbourne, and she has been there for over 20 years. She has a master's degree in herbalism, and she's a certified nutritional consultant. Thanks so much for talking with me today, Cecelia.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So today we're going to share a little bit with our listeners about how to maintain a healthy gut. What are some ways we can incorporate herbs and herbalism to make sure that our digestive system and everything is working properly and staying in balance so we can maintain a healthy lifestyle? So I understand that this topic is near and dear to your heart, that you have some personal experience with working with herbs and techniques to keep a healthy gut. Can you share a little bit about your personal experience?
Sure. A couple years ago, my grandson, who was at that time then 8 years old, was hospitalized. And it came out that he is a Crohn's patient. He developed Crohn's at the age of 8 years old, and he was in pretty dire straits at that time. So, of course, being grandma and being an herbalist, I started doing my research and looking for things that would be helpful to him through diet, through herbs, and through supplementation. So I put together for him a decent protocol. And I did my research, and I like to hand people my research papers that I come up with when I do this for them. So I went to my daughter, and I had all the paperwork and all the research for diet and information, and we put together a formula for him. Now, typically people drink tea. To me, that's more beneficial, but I knew at 8 years old he was not going to drink this tea. So I made it into capsules knowing that he could swallow pills. And I told him to let me know how this makes him feel, and then we'll change it one way or the other. And within a short period of time, and I want to say it was less than a week, he was telling everybody his stomach was feeling better. And he knew that if he was upset, because Crohn's has a lot to do with stress and anxiety, he knew that if he was feeling stressed, he could simply just go straight to the kitchen cupboard, take his capsules for his condition, and it would make him feel better. So at that point, then I started manufacturing these capsules for him, because I know there's other people that have come in with Crohn's disease and colitis, and they're both related. So he takes his herbs knowing when he does not feel well. So, I mean, fortunately for him, Grandma was able to help a little bit. I wish I could help more. We've had other Crohn's people come in, and the same herbal formula has worked for them. So did you want to ask specifically different things about the herbs, or?
Right, yeah, that's what I was just thinking. So with Crohn's disease, are we talking about, what types of issues are you addressing? Are you addressing inflammation, or are there, what are kind of the high points of what's involved with Crohn's, and how you can address that with different herbs?
So his symptomology was, we wanted to clear up the inflammation, the burning, the diarrhea that he was always getting, the lack of nutrition, because the more you go to the bathroom and that stool is loose, the less nutrients you're absorbing. So in the formula I put together for him, I put things in that would coat and soothe his digestive system, because the more you're running to the bathroom, the more you're burning up your gut lining. And you want to fix that burning, and you want to fix the flora that's in the gut. So I put herbs like marshmallow and slippery elm in there. And then you're concerned, because the more you go to the restroom and the more you're going and you're irritating, the more inflammation, which then can cause infection. We put things in there like Oregon grapefruit to cure infections and any unhealthy bacteria, because you have good bacteria in your gut and you have bad bacteria. So we wanted to fix the bad bacteria in his gut. So for that, we used Oregon grapefruit. I wanted to, because again, he had some, he was using the restroom quite often, and it was very loose. It was actually the description I got from my daughter was it looked like milk. It was white. There was no anything to it. So we wanted to put some good bacteria, some anti-inflammatories in there, and then some herbs to solidify that stool so that he could get more nutrients, because he was losing his hair from this. He was white and pasty. He had no nutritional value in him anymore, because he had obviously didn't get this overnight. This was over a course of time, and because, you know, he was using the bathroom on his own, nobody questioned what his bowel movements looked like. So by the time he was that sick, he was white, pasty. At 8 years old, he was losing his hair. So we put some herbs in there to solidify the stool. I happen to use shepherd's purse and sunflower petals. That makes the stools a little bit more solid so you can get more nutrients. And then I threw in things like slippery elm and marshmallow and calendula to get more nutritional value and put more vitamins and minerals back into him. And then the calendula also heals. So it's like a Band-Aid from the mouth out through the anus. So he gets a healing from the whole digestive tract. So those were the kind of the herbs that I put in there for him. It could easily have been drank as a tea, but like I said, I knew he was 8. He probably wasn't going to like the flavor, even though I think it tastes pretty good. So I made it into capsules for him, knowing he could swallow a capsule. I certainly could have made it into a syrup, which would have been excellent for him, because that would have also then coated his gut. He chose capsules.
Yeah, and at 8 years old, that's fantastic. He can just go for the capsules and take it when he needs.
Yeah.
So
and
go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I do it the way I do it here at the shop, you can modify it to how the person's going to use it. If I know they're not going to drink a tea and it just sits on the counter, it's not going to help. So I try to make it palatable and usable for the person that we're working with.
Right. Yes. If only buying things and leaving them on the shelf worked, that would really be something, wouldn't it?
I would love if they worked by osmosis, but they don't.
We joke about that a lot over here. So let's say I don't have a diagnosis, but I do maybe have bloating, or I have indigestion, or something like that, and I came in your store. What kinds of things would you suggest that might be helpful?
So if it's a situation with bloating, I'll ask them again what their diet is like, what they're eating. Are they eating gaseous foods? I might ask them, do you know what your blood type is? Are you eating correctly for your blood type? And then I start simple. Can you drink a cup of peppermint tea? Sometimes that helps. If they say they can't do peppermint and it makes it worse, then we'll find maybe something like slippery elm or ginger. And if they don't want to drink a ginger tea, crystallized ginger. If they don't want to do that, just simply opening a can of ginger ale, letting the bubbles go out. That works. Sometimes I might say you want to try taking maybe some digestive enzymes, because I know for me, if I've got gas and bloating, if I take a digestive enzyme, it almost immediately knocks it away. So I might suggest that. I might send them off with some samples and say, next time you get the bloating, try this, see how it works. If it works, let me know. If it doesn't, then come back and we'll discuss that too, because I don't want to throw 100 things at them and they don't know which one works. Right. So I like to start small and start simple, and then I want to always try to get to the root cause of what's going on in their life. I might talk about stress and anxiety. When did the problem start? And then what happened before that started? Because you might have had the problem in April, but the condition really started back in January. So I like to sit with them and talk and listen to what's gone on in their life. I don't just say, here, take this. So I like to, again, get back to the root.
So there's a bit of detective work when you're working as an herbalist, it sounds like.
Actually, I like to call myself an herbal detective. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I like to get to the root cause, and I'll sit with them. Are they taking any medications? And if I don't know that medication specifically, I need to go research it, because I don't want to just say, here, do this with this medication. I need to be conscious of what they have to do, and don't just throw something out that could either contradict their medicine or make their medicine worse.
So
So
I just am interested in making sure I keep a healthy digestive system. There's a lot of health information out right now on the digestive microbiome and how it really
right.
is key to our immune system and our brain health. And there's a lot of links. And so maybe I just am in a place where I just want to make sure I'm maintaining a healthy balance. What are maybe some herbs I can incorporate into my lifestyle to support that?
Okay, so for me, it would be something, my favorite herb, my go-to for everything is turmeric. It works on inflammation. It works on balancing your digestion. It gets that gut microbiome working to the way it's supposed to do. You might want to throw, if you've got inflammation, you could throw in maybe a little pinch of cloves. I like to drink the essential oil of peppermint in my water. So I'll throw in a 40-ounce glass of water, 2 or 3 drops of peppermint essential oil. Peppermint is really good for your gut. It's for stress. It's for anxiety. It gets things moving. It gets your digestion moving in the way it's supposed to move, if that makes sense.
If you like peppermint, which I do, I also think it would make your water taste good. So that's a
It tastes excellent. Yeah.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
Things
And
we
you,
can incorporate that taste good definitely work.
well, again, if it doesn't taste good, I'm not going to drink it.
Mm-hmm. How would you incorporate turmeric? Just in your cooking?
I take it in a capsule form every day. You could definitely cook with it. You could throw it in milk. There is a golden milk that's out there. You warm up a little bit of milk and you throw some of the turmeric in it. You can cook it in with your rice. There's so many different ways that you can prepare it. It could be added to soups and stews. You could put it in your water.
Probably even our morning smoothies, right? We could dump it in there.
Absolutely. Absolutely in your smoothie, protein drink, you name it, just add it.
That sounds great. Cecelia, is there anything else that you would want to share related to keeping our guts healthy through herbalism?
Through herbalism, oh gosh, see, for me, it's not just herbs. I do everything. Through herbs, it's just find a good balance. Find the herbs that are antimicrobial to the gut. So if you can handle garlic, a little bit of garlic. You want to use herbs that are rich in fiber. So you might want to do some dandelion root or some burdock. You can definitely use chia seeds or flax seeds just to add some natural fiber to your gut, depending on how your bowels work. Slippery elm, it's great for putting the proper mucilaginous enzymes in your gut, and it helps to boost the mucus secretions so everything stays balanced with the acidity that's in your gut. Because if you're overly acid, you're going to have some problems. And a lot of people, as they get older, they get a little bit more acidic, and then they get GERD. So slippery elm helps with things like GERD.
That's fantastic. I really appreciate you sharing your expertise with us this morning.
Well, thank you. I hope it's helped.
And if you've been in our community for a long time, but for those who maybe haven't had the opportunity to reach out to you yet, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
They can always get me on the through email. My email is herbcorner@cfl.rr.com. You can always call me by phone. My phone number is 321-757-7522. And those are probably the easiest ways. You can always stop into the shop. If I am here, I am totally available. Sit down on the couch with me, grab a cup of tea. You can sit back and chat and relax, and we can sit and chat. Or if you want to do a private consultation, we can do that too. You come in my office and we can privately talk about things and spend as much time as you need to, and we can hopefully, again, herbal detective, get to the root cause of your problem.
That sounds fantastic. Thanks again so much. And for everyone listening, be well, stay connected.